Hi guys, this is Dean. Aren't you, puppy? He is 6 months old. A week before, or a week, there's like a week left until he's 7 months. He was a premature baby, so adjusted age would be, he's at 5 months, almost 6 months right now. So this is going to be his birth story, and so a little bit about little Dean here. We call him Little Dean, or his middle name would be Lucas, Luquitas, Lukis, all the things. Okay. Obviously he's a baby, so he does not stay still. Alright? So my due date was November 28th, and this little guy on October 21 at around 10:30, I woke up. We had plans, me and my mom, to go shopping for for his first outfit away from the hospital, his going out outfit. We thought we wanted something like tela, I don't know how you say that in English, sewn, like fabric. Anyways, not the point. The point is that we're gonna go. So I woke up, it was like a normal morning, and I took a shower, I used the bathroom, I went to the room, my laundry room, I found some clothes, I put on some clothes, and I was having a little bit of high blood pressure issues. Just a little more of a backstory. So I believe like a week before October 21st, I went to a doctor's appointment. I would say like a week and a day before, because I went to a doctor's appointment a day before the week mark, and they told me, hey, you have a little bit of high blood pressure, let's take it again at the end of the appointment. I took it again, and they said it was perfectly fine. They told me just to monitor it just in case. So I went to Publix, believe it or not. You know how they have those like machines where you stick your hand in? Yeah, exactly. You stick your hands in, and they told me I had 169 over, I don't even remember at this point, but it was 169 over something. I think 169 over 93 is what it was. And I got scared. I started crying. I was home alone. I called my mom, and I told her what was going on. She told me, you need to go to the hospital. And I went to my aunt's house, who lives like 5 minutes away, because I didn't want to be by myself. Yeah. I didn't want to be by myself. So I went there. She called the ambulance. And, yeah. And they came, they checked my pressure, and they said it was high. And they recommended I go to the hospital. They took me to Winnie Palmer. And when I got there, they checked. They said I did have a little bit of high blood pressure. They checked my my blood, my urine, and they did say it was on the higher end, protein-wise, but it wasn't enough to categorize preeclampsia. So they also did mention that, that day, hey, you're having contractions, or it seems to be that you're having contractions. Are you feeling anything? And I was like, no, I'm not feeling anything. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, and I wasn't. So they gave me some water, and then they left. They came back after they're done monitoring, and they said, you know what, it looks like it went away. If you were in pain or there were other things going on, then I would have, stripped you down and checked to see if you're dilated. But since you look like you're fine, you can go on and go ahead and go home. And I was like, okay, perfect, good to go. Now, fast forward to, again, October 21st. I checked my blood pressure, and it was on the higher side, and I was told by my doctor, drink some water, wait 15 minutes, and try again. And if it's still not better, go to the hospital right away. Okay, perfect. So I drank some water. My mom had some eggs ready. I had some eggs ready for me to go, because we were going to go shopping for this guy. This is what he does for attention. And now he's crying. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I sat down, waited 15 minutes, like I said. And I went to go take my blood pressure. And while I was getting the machine ready to open and whatever, I felt like I was going to pee on myself. I was like, that's weird. I feel like I don't have time. And let me just tell you, my water broke. Not like, normal, like, oh, it feels like a little pee. Exactly. Just like that. Just like that. It was worse than the movies. I wet the whole floor, the whole living room. They got me into the car. The whole car was extremely wet. They put a towel there, still wet. And on the way to the turnpike, my sister called 911, and they told my dad to pull over. My dad pulled over, and the ambulance met us on, like, literally, I think, not even 30 seconds from the turnpike. And the police were there as well. The police stopped traffic. And after the police stopped traffic, they put me on the what's it called? They put me on the ambulance or the paramedic thing or whatever, and they were like, okay, I don't think you're gonna make it to the hospital that you thought you were, gonna give birth at, which was Winnie Palmer. You're not gonna make it because you're losing a lot of water, and in my, contractions, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, they drove me emergency. My dad was behind and whatever. My mom was in the ambulance in the front. We had 4 other firefighters in the back with us. I went to Osceola Regional. Osceola Regional. And when we got there, they checked. I was 2 centimeters dilated, which was horrible. I've never gotten checked for dilation before, and that was a surprise. I thought that was painful. I didn't know what was coming, but it was so much pain, so much this, and I didn't know it was covered by my insurance or not. It was a Saturday. I was afraid, and I asked them the truth. I was like, do you think I can make it to the hospital of my choice? And they said, we don't recommend it, but we do think you can make it. And they said, you're 34 weeks and 3 days pregnant. You would have to sign a paper against medical advice, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm going to sign it. So I signed it. I got in the car. My dad drove us to Winnie Palmer. Mind you, again, here's another hurdle. We were approximately, I think, like 2 or 3 minutes away from the hospital. This little guy. Yeah. My dad missed the exit, and then we were 20 minutes away from the hospital. Fantastic, right? So we get to the hospital, and I'm in so much pain, and I mean like a lot. When I get to the hospital, they put me in triage, and for some reason I thought that they were just putting me straight into a room. They didn't, and they were like, do you mind if we check your dilation? And I was like, sure. I told them that when I was at Osceola Regional, I was at 2 centimeters dilated. When they checked me, I was 4 centimeters dilated. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they asked me if I wanted pain meds, and I said yes. The moment I said yes, 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 yes. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Now, this little guy, again, was like, yeah. He was like, I want to come out. So they had someone come talk to me, and they were like, hey, they're like, since you're 34 weeks, we don't want to induce you, and we don't want to do anything to prevent the birth either. So whenever he comes and decides to come, he's gonna come. It could be a week, it could be tomorrow, it could be today. We don't know. I said, okay. So I said I wanted pain meds. Then they checked me again, and then I was 6 centimeters dilated. Then they finally put a room, and they were saying that he was coming fast and furious, but they were unsure. And then finally, I was 7 centimeters dilated. And then when I was 8 centimeters dilated, they finally gave me an epidural. So then the epidural part was horrible, by the way. The first one they put in, they missed. And it was so much pain. And then the second one they put in, I screamed again. And the nurse was, trying to help me by going, you can do this. And I was screaming and crying that I can't do this. And then the lady was like, look, I'm going to try one more time. And if I can't do it, I'll find somebody that knows how to do it. You think, this face right here, do you think? I was scared. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean find someone that knows how to do it? I'm going to scream like this guy. I'm going to scream. Yeah. And then finally on the third try, she was able to do it. And then I had the epidural. And then they checked me, and it seemed like it was stalled at that point. And they're like, you know, whenever you feel like you really have to poop, you let us know. And I was like, okay. Oh, okay. Whatever. And they checked, and still 8 centimeters dilated. I was like, okay, so it looks like it's not happening today because it completely stopped. And, you know, completely normal. Again, they just weren't going to induce me, and they weren't going to do anything to stop the labor. Perfectly okay. This little guy right here decides, okay, I think it's time to come out again. So then he was at 9 centimeters, and then they were like, remember, let us know, whatever. And I was like, yeah. Then I really decided I felt like I had to poop, and I was like, it'll be fine. I ignored it. And then I felt like I had to poop again, and I was like, maybe I just really have to poop. And then I felt it, and then it went away. I was like, okay, perfect. And then I really felt it, right? I really did. And then I, you know, be like, hey, someone needs to come in now. When they checked, they said it's time. So, in total, I pushed for 30 minutes, and Mr. Fast and Furious over here just went, Ooh. But in the beginning, you know, they were telling me to push. He didn't want to come out. And, of course, I don't know how to push because I didn't take any breathing. Excuse me. And señorito, I didn't take any breathing classes. I didn't do anything. So, yeah. I didn't take any breathing classes. I didn't take anything. So, I didn't know what I was doing. Anyways, long story short, because I don't want to take up all you guys' time, and I know it's boring. At 12:01, this little guy right here was born at 5 pounds and 14 ounces. And they threw him on my body, right? And I was like, he's not breathing. Of course, you know, I'm not talking because I have no energy to talk. I was like, wow, but I wanted delayed clamping, and I also wanted, you know, skin-to-skin contact. He wasn't breathing. He didn't cry at all. They instantly cut his cord, took him away from me, and they gave him CPR. He came back, obviously, because he's right here. And then the rest is history. Now he is 6 months old. He does have a head lag still, and it's because there's a combination of, you know, he was born premature, and he has a large head. I think it's called hydrocephalus. I'll look it up and post it in a different video, but it's basically that he has a large head, and he has a lot of liquid in his brain around here, and his ventricles are on the mildly bigger side, so he can't really hold up his head. He can't really hold up his head very well. He doesn't sustain his head like a 6-month-old should. But other than that, he is right now 26 inches, 18 pounds, the love of my life right now. Yeah. And he's doing so good. Yeah. I'm bored. But anyways, that is our birth story. Excuse me. And we're teething. Okay. And he wants to roll over. Okay. Do you want me to put you to roll over? You guys can see him roll over. I don't think. Yeah. Anyways, so that's our story. I hope you guys enjoyed our birth story, or my birth story and his birth story, or you know what I mean. But stay tuned for more videos. I'm more of like a short person, but I'm gonna start making more videos, you know? That way you guys get to know this guy and get to know me and watch him grow just like I love to watch him grow. Right, puppies? Because we love to watch. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you in the next video. You know, since this is cranky. This guy's cranky. Okay, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.